What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Eagles fans? This your boy TK the Official, and welcome back to another episode of TK Sports Talk, where we talk about the NFL, but more importantly, we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Week 18 is here. Week 18 is here, all right? It is time for all teams that got a chance, all right? A lot of teams are fighting. A lot of teams need this last game of the season, all right? Either to secure their playoff spot, all right, or to fix their spot or to fix their seating in a particular NFL playoffs for this up and coming playoff push here, okay? And we got AFC games coming on today in the NFL. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Baltimore Ravens at their early game slot at 4:30, and then we also have a game that most people want to see tonight, and that's going to be the Texans versus the Colts, all right? And it's pretty much winner get in that particular game. It could be for the division, could just be for a wild card spot, all right? But it's definitely for a playoff spot, all right? And the NFL has gotten exactly what they wanted, all right? Because they schedule a lot of their a lot of their last games of the season. A lot of the games this week are all division games, all right? So we know how important those games are, and we know how tight the NFL is, all right? And we're going to see a lot of great games that have some playoff contention possibilities to them, all right? And which is going to make it for some real good football, all right? And speaking of which, all right, in the NFC East this week, all right, the NFL has scheduled another masterpiece, all right? Because we have or the NFL has exactly what they want, all right? Because these games here have been meaningless games in the past, all right? But for these two teams, I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? This weekend is a very key matchup, all right? And it does matter very, very much, as the Dallas Cowboys need to win this game against the Washington Commanders to secure themselves the number 2 seed in the playoffs, all right? And at least guaranteeing themselves, provided that they win in the first round, whoever they play. It looks like it could possibly be the Rams. Whoever they play, all right, if they win that game, they will earn themselves another chance to play at home. And we all know how important it is for Dallas Cowboys to play at home. They are not a very good team on the road. In fact, they're 3-5 this year on the road, with another game up against Washington coming up tomorrow. So we'll see how that fares. Eagles fans, I know we would like for the Washington Commanders to find a way to come out there and win that game. But let's just be real, man. If you're the Washington Commanders, what do you have to play for? All right. You've been a franchise that hasn't had a franchise quarterback, okay, that hasn't been able to get to the playoffs in back-to-back years, hasn't been able to win division in back-to-back years, and you've pretty much been a laughingstock of this division since 1993. In fact, well, a lot of us joke about the Cowboys not making it to the back to the Super Bowl in 20 some odd years. Well, the Washington Commanders, the Washington Redskins, you know, however they've been both throughout over the years, have not been back to the Super Bowl in just as long amount of time as the Dallas Cowboys haven't been. So if you're the Washington Commanders, you have already right now at this point, you have the second overall seed. You have a chance to get 2 really great quarterbacks. One of them you wouldn't even have to move up or trade anything for, in Michael Penix. And if Michael Penix isn't your guy and you want to get Caleb Williams, who is a transformational, once-in-a-lifetime type of QB talent back there, a lot of guys are comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. And, you know, Caleb Williams is the real deal. He passed the eye test. I've seen him play. This year didn't go so well for him, but we all know what kind of quarterback he is. And if you're the Washington Commanders, you're sitting there with the number 2 pick. It's easily for you, or would be very easy for you, to slide up to the number 1 pick and take Caleb Williams, especially when you know that the Bears are not quite sure what they want to do with that pick themselves, okay? The Bears have Justin Fields, all right? We're not sure if the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields or if they're going to try to go ahead and draft Caleb Williams themselves, but the Bears, they have options, all right? They got a lot of really good options. They can get a lot of valuable assets by trading Justin Fields. They can get a lot of valuable assets by trading out of the number 1 pick, all right, and allowing someone else to come up and draft Caleb Williams. But whatever they will do, if you're the Washington Commanders, you're sure in line to get either a Justin Fields, you're in line to get a Caleb Williams, or you're in line to get a Michael Penix. And that's the kind of franchise quarterbacks that can change your franchise. So again, don't want to be too long with this here, but if you're the Washington Commanders, I mean, what purpose do you have in winning this game? Okay, I'm playing practice squad guys. I'm playing back of the bench guys. Okay, I'm letting a lot of my guys get an early start and packing up their stuff and setting up their vacations and getting these exit interviews started. If I'm the Washington Commanders, all right. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I want to come out and get things rolling early. All right. Listen, I fully expect the Dallas Cowboys to be up 28-0 before the end of the second quarter. All right, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, all right, get in there, get it done, sit your guys down, all right, and try to get as much rest and prepare yourself for the next week coming up against whatever opponents you might be playing in the playoffs, all right? And to be honest, while a lot of us want the Washington Commanders to give the Dallas Cowboys a competitive game and maybe even find a way to win that game, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you want to know what's going on as quick as possible. All right, because if it's not a chance for the Philadelphia Eagles to advance and get the number 2 seed, then the worst seed that the Philadelphia Eagles will be able to get is the number 5 seed. All right, so if the Dallas Cowboys have a commanding lead, they're up 21-0 in the second quarter. All right, I think the Philadelphia Eagles start to pull their starters. Now, all of the Philadelphia Eagles starters are in line to play except for 2, and that is big play Darius Slay. Okay, he will not be playing. I think there's a couple things going on with Darius Slay. If he had to play this week, maybe he would. All right, but we all know how the turf is up there at the Meadowlands. Nobody likes to play on that, and we really need Darius Slay to be ready for the playoffs. And this is a really non-consequential game, so it doesn't really matter if he's available or not. But the big news coming out of last week is Devontae Smith. Okay, is not able to play now. He is or was diagnosed with just a mild ankle sprain, all right? And from what I hear, that if Devontae Smith had to play today, he would be available to play today, all right? But we all know that the playoffs are coming up just next week, all right? So listen, again, if the Eagles do not win this game today, all right, depending on what happens in Dallas, the worst thing that can happen to the Eagles is they stay right where they currently are in the number 5 seed, okay? So the Eagles are really in a position, unfortunately, this is not where we thought that we would be when we started this season, all right? And week 11, when the Eagles were sitting at 10-1, this is not the spot that we thought we would be, okay? When the Eagles were sitting at 11-3, this is not the spot that we thought we would be, okay? Unfortunately, even at 11-4, this is not the spot that we thought we would be, but here we are. Here we are, and here are the Philadelphia Eagles find themselves going into Week 18 against the New York Giants team, okay, that individually they have some things to play for, okay? Is the head coach fighting for his job? All right, Saquon Barkley, where's he going? Tyrod Taylor, you've been a journeyman all year. It might not work out there for you in New York, but can you find yourself a starting role someplace else? So you still on auditioning out there, okay? So I fully expect the New York Giants to come out there and play the best game that they possibly can play, all right? As an organization, as a team, as individuals, as collectively, whatever, however you want to dice it and slice it, I fully expect the New York Giants to come out there and try to make a name for themselves and put some good tape on as they get ready to prepare for their offseason. But if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, all season the Philadelphia Eagles try to say that it's not about another team, it's about them. All right. Now, whether that has been true or not been true, it is true at this particular moment. This game is not about the New York Giants. This game is about the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the playoffs. The New York Giants are not. The Philadelphia Eagles need to get this stuff together so they can get ready for their next opponent. The New York Giants do not, okay? So it's important for the Philadelphia Eagles to come out here and try to establish some chemistry on both sides of the ball. We're talking offense, we're talking defense, especially defensively. Changing coordinators the way that we did in the latter part of the season has been glaring. It's been glaring the issues that we've had with that, all right? So it's really imperative that we start to see some positive strides, that guys start to feel better about the position that they're in, about the calls that they're getting, about the way that they're supposed to play, and this new defensive style that Matt Patricia is now calling that's maybe a little bit different than what Sean Desai was doing, okay? Because I don't care how much the offense is doing well. I don't care if A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts get back on the same page, if A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts stop going rogue and doing their own thing, if the running game gets cranking and going right now. Right now, this Philadelphia Eagles offense is not good enough to overcome a porous Eagles defense that is averaging, as giving up 30 points a game right now. Okay, over the last 5 weeks. 30 points a game is insurmountable. That's a lot of pressure to put on your offense for them to go out there and score 33, 35 points every game. Going into the playoffs, the Philadelphia Eagles defense is going to have to show up. I'm not saying that this Philadelphia Eagles defense has to turn around and all of a sudden be a lights out type of a style of a defense, but my God, this Philadelphia Eagles team needs to be opportunistic and try to get some turnovers. This Philadelphia Eagles defense needs to tighten up on third down and make some plays. This Philadelphia Eagles defense needs to play with a certain level of brilliance, a certain level of smarts, okay? A certain level of some cognitive prowess to understand how to play this football game, to understand what teams are trying to do to you, to understand down and distances and what route combinations may be coming, okay? And just being smart, just being a prepared football team. All right. And that's the problem. The Eagles football team this year has just not looked like they've been very prepared. Whether it's like night and day from the first half to the second half. Some weeks we're bad in the first half, better in the second half. Some weeks we're bad in the first half, good in the second half. This Philadelphia Eagles team needs to come out here and put a complete game together for as long as they are out there on that football field. Whether it be for a quarter, whether it be for 2 quarters, hell, if it winds up being for the whole game, okay? So I don't look for the Philadelphia Eagles to come out and blow out the New York Giants. There's too many variables that's going to take place in this game. I'm not quite sure what players will be in the game and at what point in time those players will be in the game. But when the starters are in the game, I need the Philadelphia Eagles to come out there with some fire under their ass. I need the Philadelphia Eagles to come out there and be flying around on defense and to be playing with some passion. I need the Philadelphia Eagles to find their identity out there and not allow themselves to be getting pushed around out there, because these guys are prideful. All right. Despite, no matter what you guys think, these guys make a lot of money, but these guys want to these guys want to win. These guys want to play. These guys don't want to be embarrassed. All right. Now I'm hoping that the Philadelphia Eagles have been in a haze, in a Super Bowl haze, trying to get through that regular season, trying to get through 17 games of the regular season, just so you can get back to the Super Bowl. Okay, just so, and we'll talk about that in another video, but just so you can get back to the Super Bowl, it is now here for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a dress rehearsal game. How will the Philadelphia Eagles look when they come out and they play the New York Giants tomorrow at 4:25? Will the Philadelphia Eagles be able to backdoor their way into the number 2 seed? Will the Dallas Cowboys slip up against the Washington Commanders? I can't say that I see that happening, but we'll find out, and we'll bring it to you as soon as the game is over. This is your boy TK the Official. This has been another episode of TK Sports Talk. Go Birds.